Good morning, everybody. Welcome into Spirit of Life Alchemy. Today is Friday, the 18th of November 2022. And this is your morning message tarot reading. I've lost track of my days and my week, but it is Friday, the 18th, I'm sure. Okay, so we've got some astrology for today. We have the moon in Virgo all day. It's going to trine Uranus, oppose Neptune and form a square to Mercury in Taurus, Pisces and Gemini respectively. And also the Sun is going to sextile Pluto. So we're shining a light onto secrets and hidden parts of ourselves. This could bring about awakenings, which could destabilise us. So it's challenging to, I can't see what I've written here, challenging to know what direction we need to go in. My eyes, I cannot see. Okay, let's do some cards for today and see what they have. What info they have for us for today. Oh dear. I don't know about anybody else, but I think it's the end of a Scorpio stroke eclipse season, on the end of a very big, energetic, transformative year, and just feel absolutely exhausted and shattered. So I'm going with nature tides and going into hibernation mode when I'm not doing things like this. Spend as much time snuggled and in self-care and looking after myself as much as possible. But anyway, still coming from a morning message tarot readings. So let's see, what do we need to know for today? What do we need to know for today? Friday, the 18th of November 2022. Messages from Spirit, please, for the collective. What help, advice, support and guidance can Spirit give the collective to help us navigate today's energies for our highest and greatest good? What do we need to do? Do you need to know? Also, I don't know if it was because the light in the summer was so amazingly bright and crystalline with the new light codes sort of coming down to us, but I'm really struggling with the dark. That's not normally me. Since we changed the clocks back and the darker afternoons, I'm just really struggling to get a grip on things. And now, especially if the weather's bad, the mornings are dark as well. It's like roll on spring, that's what I say. Okay, so liberation. This is that Uranus energy. I can't even attempt to try and read that without my glasses on. Breaking free from a negative attachment. So we're diving deep. The Sun's sextiling Pluto, and then the Moon is trining Uranus. So we're bringing up things from the hidden depths. And I don't know why I did that, but it must have felt right. So let's see, what have we got here? The dream. We're still dreaming. Okay, something is revealed, insight and breakthrough. That sounds like that energy for today. And then the Temptress. Seduction, deceit and a broken promise. Okay. So with the Moon opposing Neptune squaring Mars, Neptune and Mars are coming back into a square. Okay, so it's Neptune, illusion, delusion, not knowing what's real or not, and Mars, the planet of passion and action and drive and will and lust and things. Those difficult aspects to the moon as it ignites the upcoming Saturn Neptune square. I just check in my phone diary, in my moon diary, and actually see when that is next exact. They've already done it once when Mars was going direct. Let me see, we're not at the 21st yet. Is it tomorrow? Yes, it's exact tomorrow. So yeah, we're getting a bit of a starter energy. They're closing into the second of their 3 squares, and you know, Mars is fiery, action orientated. Neptune is watery and a bit all over the place, dreamy. They don't get on very well. And with sort of Mars retrograde and Neptune retrograde, the illusions and the delusions and not seeing things straight and not being focused, we could give in to seduction and temptation and delusion, and deceit, and break promises that we should be keeping. So yeah, the earlier energy in the day is actually quite positive and breaking free and liberation and things like that, and releasing. But then that moon opposing, it's forming a T-square, moon opposing Neptune and squaring Mars. Yeah, a mutable a mutable T-squared with 2 of the planets retrograding that don't get on anyway because they're opposing energies. Could be tempted to do the wrong thing. Watch what you're saying, watch what you're doing. Let's do some cards and see what they have to say. Some tarot, see what they have to add to the story. So we've got the Thoth deck here. Let's pull some cards. I hope you can't hear my washing machine in the background doing its final spin cycle. What do we need to know for today? The Friday the 18th of November 2022. Messages from Spirit, please, for the collective. What help, advice, support and guidance can Spirit give the collective to help us navigate today's energies for our highest and greatest good? What do we need to know? Okay, so the 2 of Pentacles, or the 2 of Discs change. That is Jupiter in Capricorn. With the Princess of Discs, the Page of Discs, the 5 of Discs, worry, and is that either Mercury or Saturn in Taurus. Mercury in Taurus. Just leave my glasses on. Oh, Ace of Wands. Yay. Okay. And then the 4 of Pentacles, which is the Sun in Capricorn, power. The Emperor, 5 of Wands, which is Saturn in Leo, and the High Priestess. And the 4 of Wands, which is the Moon in Cancer, with adjustment or justice. Okay. Okay, so the end is a bit all over the place. energy's a bit all over the place. We've got 2 5s, we've got 2 4s, we've got 1, 2, 3 major arcanas, an ace, and a court card. So let's see where we are at the moment. The 2 of discs. We're not really sure if we're coming or going, or what to do. We're indecisive. What I was saying before about sort of challenges to the direction because of the square to Mars and the opposition to Neptune. This really summed it up here. We don't know what to do. And we may, if we're not careful, force ourselves to do something that we're not ready to do. That could be the temptation, the deceit. But the key is not to do that. Okay, so we don't know. We're undecisive. And we're undecisive because it's not time for things to happen. This is the Princess of Discs, the Page of Discs in other decks. But in this deck, we've got a beautiful, heavily pregnant princess here. And this is about patience and waiting and things not being ready yet to be born, to happen. Okay. And it's in this period where we need to be patient, when nothing's happening above the surface, everything is happening underneath the surface. That's when our minds can take over and start telling us stories. Our minds don't like it when there's nothing happening, nothing for them to do. So they start inventing stories and they start sort of making things up, or worrying about things. And I think there's a degree of worry here as well. But definitely sort of the mind being undisciplined and trying to do something because it doesn't like doing nothing. It hates. The brain can hate being in these periods where it's like sort of, oh, I don't really need to, but I need to make a decision. It's like, no, you don't need to make a decision. We can just be very happy here in the ambiguous place. Things are unfolding as they need to, and at the right time the way will open for us. No, but I need to make a decision now. And if any of you have those type of battles, I do, and need sort of reminding to just bring my mind back and go, it's okay, we're just hanging out in the void, you know. When it's the right time, we'll know which way to go. But being in the void, being undecided, things not being at the right time to happen yet, then it can cause worry and frustration. We think we're doing something wrong. We can look out and see all the things that aren't working for us, the lack all around us, and the mind just makes up all these ridiculous stories that there isn't an iota of truth in it. But it's better, the mind thinks it's better than, you know, just calmly waiting, patiently waiting, letting things unfold. So with the 5 of Pentacles, I always say about coming back into the heart. This is Mercury in Taurus. Okay, so Taurus is slow and steady. Taurus is also, you know, about our values and about self-love and abundance and things like that. Mercury, very quick, wants to be fast and everything. In Taurus, it needs to slow down and it needs to come back to the heart and heart-centered consciousness. And that's what we're being directed to do. Okay, come back and be true to our heart. Beautiful red heart here in her chest. Come back to that heart and its truth. Okay, there's a spark of inspiration, divine gift of inspiration that comes through with the liberation and the breakthrough as we dive deep and find freedom with the trine to Uranus. And this can add to that wanting to move forward and get things going, because we're fired up about something. Okay, but we don't know how to direct this energy at the moment. Okay, so it's just feeling in that energy. Okay, be aware of it, but also sort of try to have mastery over it. And I'll say that because the Emperor is out there. Okay, but then we have the Four of Discs, Four of Pentacles, power, the Sun in Capricorn. Okay, this is about building a firm base first before we go firing off in all directions with the Ace of Wands. Let's build the structure. Okay, and we build that structure with the Emperor. Self-mastery. The Emperor is card number 4 in the Major Arcana. His crossed legs always remind me of a number 4. And it's about self-mastery rather than control. We master ourselves, we master our energies, and especially our divine masculine energies, rather than try and control the environment around us. If we try and control the world around us, we're in danger of becoming a tyrant. That's the temptation today. And we don't want that. We want to have self-mastery and sit in patience and feel that fire energy within us without letting it control us or consume us and burn us out. Okay, then we've got the Five of Wands. Saturn in Leo. Okay. This is called strife in this deck, and it's niggles and inconveniences. And when we're in this sort of this fired up space, but we're also required to be patient because it's not the right time to run out, that's when we find ourselves being irritated by all sorts of things, or that sort of, if we're in a normal state of mind, in our usual state of mind, they wouldn't bother us. But in this energy today, you could find yourself frustrated and irritated and in danger of lashing out at other people. And again, another temptation. You could become a tyrant. You could project sort of your frustrations and irritations onto other people. None of that is a good look. So, come back to yourself. And actually the message is to connect in with the higher self, the High Priestess, in that patient waiting. In the patient waiting, let's do something constructive, okay? Let's connect to our higher self and learn new truths rather than being chaotic and all over the place and lashing out at others or trying to control others. The cards at the bottom. Okay, we have the Four of Cups, luxury, and this is the Moon in Cancer. The Moon actually rules Cancer. And in this card, it's about the water is flowing, but it's not being, we're holding on to it, it's not being returned to source and keeping the flow going. So it's almost like we're damming the emotions, damming the flow, emotional neutral, holding back on everything. Which again, when we do that, then there's a danger of becoming a tyrant or projecting what we're repressing or suppressing onto other people. Not a good look. Okay, and it comes out with the Major Arcana 8, adjustment. This is the Justice card in other decks. And this is telling me that we're going through a period of karmic readjustment. We're getting to the end of eclipse season. And if you remember, the eclipse season started way back on the 25th of October with a new moon solar eclipse in Scorpio, alongside the South Node. The South Node being all the karmic stuff, good and bad, that we've brought through from other lifetimes into this lifetime. And during this last 3.5, nearly 4 weeks, we've been working through that stuff, okay, and releasing, bringing to the surface and releasing and moving towards the North Node in Taurus, which was illuminated at the full moon lunar eclipse on the 8th of November. So we're coming to the end of this karmic readjustment, okay? And that could be why it's feeling a bit all over the place, okay? Already we've had Mercury and Venus already stepping into the fire energy of Sagittarius. So we're starting to want to move forward, but the sun is still hanging out the last few degrees of Sagittarius, over Scorpio. Today, sextiling Pluto. In the next couple of days, she will form a trine to Jupiter at the last degrees of Pisces before she enters Sagittarius on the 22nd. So, you know, we're torn between being still trudging through the emotional quagmires of Scorpio, but yet we're starting to feel that freedom loosening us up, and that's not going to come about fully until the sun enters Sagittarius on the 22nd, and then on the 23rd we have the new moon in Sagittarius 5 minutes before Jupiter stations direct. So that's a real freeing up of the energy. So my advice to you is try and stay in balance. Enjoy being in the void and the ambiguous place, and try not to either control your environment or project your frustrations onto anybody else. Okay, so that's the reading for today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it resonated for you. If it did, then please do like, share and subscribe to the channel. Help the algorithms, help build this channel. I would really, really appreciate that. For notifications, then click on the wiggly bell for when I'm releasing readings. If you'd like a personal reading from me, then please email me at the email address below this video in the descriptions box. Have a wonderful day, and until tomorrow, thank you for watching. And we're not doing it. Come on.